Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Amit. So today in this session, we will learn about the array. We will know about the array and how to define the array. Okay, and how we will access the array. So first, I will try to understand. We will try to understand about the array and definition also. Okay, as well as initialization and array indexes, everything we'll try to learn in this session. Okay, so first know the definition of array. So in JavaScript, an array is an order list of value. Each value is called an element specified by an index. Because array is the, you can say array is the collection of multiple objects and every object associated with array indexes. Okay, and array index always start with 0 and 0 to n it will go nth value. Okay, and always start from 0. So an array is an order list of value. Each value is called an element specified by an index. An array and JavaScript array has the following characteristic. First, an array can hold value of mixed type. For example, you can have an array that store elements with the type number, string, and boolean. Okay. So array contain the multiple type of value. In, you can say in another way, array definition, array can hold the data type and value. Array store the value type and value. An array is an object that can store the multiple value at once, and it can also define the type also. So for example, here you can see const that is the type. Words is the array name. Okay, and here array you will define using a square bracket. Inside this you can see hello is the string type of object or element. Okay, and world is also string type. Welcome is also string type. So I will show you how to write the array. So here I will close this one. I will array. I will create another file example.js and we will connect this one. Comment previous one. Connect to the HTML. Okay, copy the path and go to the browser. Paste this one. Refresh the page. Okay. Here, how to first I will show you how to create array. This is const. This is the array name, and you can create first hello. This is the string. Okay, or you can second element you can use number. Third you can use boolean. Fourth again you can use string. Okay, so this is the mixed type of array. Okay, you can define like this using type where let const array name, and inside this square bracket you can define like this. So this is the particular one element, this is the second element, this is the third, and this is the fourth. So array index always start from 0. So here index is 0 1 2 3. We have a length of array length. If you can see, I will show you. For example, I will show you first. You can log console log array. So you can print first array. Okay. Second console, you can print array length. Okay, array length. So how you will get the length? Array name dot length. Okay, so this console will print the length. This will print the array, and this will print the array length. Okay, first I will show you. As you can see, Here length is the 4 because it's contain the 4 elements: hello, 20, true, and world. This is the 4 value. Okay, so length showing the 4, but you can expand this one. So you can see array index will start 0, 1, 2, 3. I already explained you in the previously in the beginning. Okay, all array always start from array index always start from 0, and in the 0 it will store the value hello, and one index it will store the value of 20, and in the third index it will store true, and fourth index number means 3 index it will store the value of word. Or if you want to access array value, so how you can access? So you can use based on the index number. If you want to access value of third one, so how you can access it? So you can use the index number here. So this is the index number 0, this is the index number of 1, this is the index number of 2. So you can define here index number 2 and go to the browser and see. As you can see, you will get the value of index number 3, index number 2, because this is the 2 index, this is the 1, this is the 0. Or if you want to get value of index number 0, so you can type here 0. So as you can see, you are getting. I hope now it is visible properly. Okay, so go to the document. So an array is an object. An array is an object that can store the multiple value at once. JavaScript, we have learned that the variable can hold only one value. For example, previously you already learned about the variable, right? So if you define the variable, so variable can hold the value at once. At a time, it variable can hold the value 1. But array is the collection of multiple value. If you want to store multiple value, so how you can store it? So in that case, you will use the array. If you want to store single value, if you want to store single value, so in that case you can use only a variable. But if you have a lot of value, collection of value, so in that case you just use the array and store the value in a one structured format. Okay, so we can assign only one literal value. As you can see in the example where I equal to 1, we cannot assign multiple literal value to a variable. To overcome this problem, JavaScript provide an array. So in this array, this is the array name, right? This is the one array variable name. Okay, so here you can store the multiple value, but if you want to store only one value, for example name, if you want to store single value, so you can use the variable, right? You can use the variable. So here you can store the only one value at a time. But if you have lot of value, so you in that case you can use the array. So inside the array you can store the multiple value, multiple objects, multiple value, or everything. So for example, if you have this is the value, right? So in that case you can use the array and store the multiple value in one array, right? So if you have multiple object, so you can also use the array. So inside the array you can store the multiple object also. For example, const, we have one array, for example car. Here car name, swift, and color is white. So this is the one object. So if you use the object, so you can store at once one object in one variable, right? So this is the car, so here you can store only one object. If you have multiple object, if you have multiple object, for example const employee, const employee, here name Amit, designation software engineer. Okay, so you have a this one object, two object. So in that case, if you want to store in only one variable, so how you can store the all object in one variable? So you can use, you can take it name, for example my detail.
my detail. This is the variable name, and you can store using the array. You can store the using array. How you can store? You can copy this one, store like this, comma, store this one, this detail also. So you can store like this. You can store like this. Okay. So here using object you can store only one value at once, but using array you can store the multiple object in one variable. You can store the multiple object in one variable. So array is the collection of value or multiple objects. An array is a special type of variable. An array is a special type of variable which can store the multiple value using a special syntax. As you can see, this is the array variable name, right? This is the array variable name. An array is a special type of variable. This is the array variable name which can store the multiple object at once. Which can store the multiple object. You can see this is the one object, this is a two object, or if you have multiple objects, so you can put here like this. So an array is a special type of variable which can store the multiple objects or multiple value in using a special syntax. Store the multiple value. Every value is associated with numeric index. Starting index always start from 0 and ending n. As you can see, this is the value. It will start from the index number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you want to print this one, so you can see the index number also. Paste this one. Go to the output. As you can see, we have a length of array. First store the index number 0, index number 1, index number 2, index number 3. So I hope you guys understand the array. Okay, what is the array and how to store the value, what is the index, how to start the index. Okay, so I hope you guys understand about the array. Associate array, how to associate the array. So many programming languages support the array with name index. Array with named index are called associate array or hashed. JavaScript does not support array with name index. So JavaScript always support the index as a number. JavaScript always support index as a number. In JavaScript, array always use a number index, as you can see. So JavaScript always use the index as a number type. Okay. So if you want to access the value, so how you can access? Using the index number. Using the index number. If inside the my detail, if you want to access this object. So how you can access it? You can use the index number, because this is the index number of 0, right? So if we will provide here index number, refresh the page. So as you can see, index number 0, you will get the value, right? You will get the value like this. R. I will show you in the different example. I will comment this one. If you have a empty array, const my array. If you have a empty array, so in this array, if you want to insert the value, in this array, if you want to insert the value, so how you can insert it? We have an empty array. This is the empty array, right? This is the empty array. So as you if you console it, this one, so as you can see here, it will come empty because this is the empty object. I want to put some value inside the empty array. So how we can put it? So for example, my array index of 0, because first value I will provide index inside the index 0. I want to provide Amit. In the index number of 0. Refresh it. So as you can see, Amit is inserted. Okay. My array index number 1, I will provide Ram. Refresh the pen. So Ram is inserted. Okay. my array. In the third index, I will provide Sam. I will insert Sam. So as you can see here, I did not provide the second index, right? Here I did not provide the second index. So as you can see here, second index coming empty. Second index coming empty. As you can see, second index coming empty, because here I am providing 3, right? The second index coming empty. If I want to, if instead of 0, I will put index number 5. So see here, as you can see, index 0 empty, index 1 coming Ram, index 2 always empty, because here I did not provide any 2, right? Index 3 I provided here, so Sam coming. Index 4 empty because not there. Index 5 coming Amit. So as you can see, whatever, if you insert the new value inside the empty array, and if you did not provide the sequential format properly, so it will contain as a empty. It will contain as empty. As you can see, only you will provide the 3 value in index number of 1, index number 3, index number 5. So it will insert inside the array based on the your index number. So index number 1 contain the Ram, index number 3 contain the Sam, index number 5 contain the 5. But 0, 2 and 4, you did not provide any value, you did not provide any array, so it will come as a empty. So I hope you guys understand about associate array, how to associative array. Array initialization. Array initialization I already give you example in the previously, but here array initialization we can define array in the 2 way. Array in JavaScript can be defined and initialized in 2 way. First is the array literal and second is the array constructor. So array initialization I already explained you in the beginning in the simple way, but we can initialize or define the array in 2 way. First is the array literal. So I will show you how to use the array literal, how to define using array literal. So array literal syntax is a simple. It takes the list of value separated by comma and enclosed in square bracket. Right? For example, this is the where array name and the square bracket. You can use the element 1, element 0, element 1, element 2, element n. Like this, like this, like this. Okay. So like this or like this. This is the also array literal. Array literal. Array literal. This is the example of array literal. This is the example of array literal. Okay. This is the example of array literal. Array literal, you just use the where or let or const keyword and array name, and inside the square bracket you can use Amit separate with comma, Ram separate with comma, Sham. This is the using element. Okay. And if you have object, so you can use the where let const if whatever you want, where array object using object. So how you can define like this name, Ram, age 20, address Luru. Okay. And say another object name Mohan, age 30, address Mumbai. Another object name Sham, age
25 address Hyderabad, like this. So this is the example of array literal. Array literal. Okay, this is an example of array literal. So you can initialize or define like this. Okay, you can define or initialize like this, array literal. And second is the second array initialization, array constructor. Second type is the array constructor. Array 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 constructor. Using array constructor, how you can initialize the array? How you can initialize or define the array? Using array constructor. You can initialize an array with array constructor syntax using new keyword. Using new keyword, you can initialize or define the array. That is called array constructor. Like this, where array name new array, where array name equal to new array number length, where array name equal to new array element 2 element 3 element 10th. So you can see in the above syntax, an array can be initialized using new keyword in the same way. For example, where array equal to new, using new keyword, right? Using new keyword, you can define like this. Sorry. Using new keyword, okay. Here we need to define the type also. But something error coming, you can define like this. Okay, so this is the empty array, right? This is the empty array. So here, if you want to put some value, no, sorry, in the same file we have same name, that's why it's error coming. Okay, in the above we have same name like this, that's why error coming. Okay, so this is the empty array. If you console this one, console.log, so here write the array constructor. So if you print this one, array one, if you print this one, so how it will come? How it will come in the console? So see, it is coming as empty constructor, right? It is empty array. It is coming as empty because here I initialize as empty. So if I want to push some value here, so array one of index 0, if I want to push some value, for example 20, and array 2 in the index of 1, in the index of 1 I want to provide 30. So as you can see in the output, so it will come, right? It will come using the constructor also. If you have some in the also value, for example where add to equal to, using new keyword, we have a new array, inside the new array, if I want to define multiple value, right? If I want to define like this, separated by comma 20, Mohan 30. So how it will come? How? So console it, console this one, and go to the output. So as you can see, it's coming, right? It's coming because here you define, you already provide the value in the index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3 using new keyword. So both are the same means, but we have two type, array initialization. We have a two type. First is the array literal. Second is the using new keyword, array constructor. Using new keyword, you can initialize the array or you can define the array. So I hope you guys understand the difference. Or here sorry, if you want to provide a object, so how you can write like array, here you can provide the object, for example name, sum, age, 20. So you can write like this. Write like this, and if you want to print it, so you can see the output. See, it will come in the same way. It will come in the same way. We have a two type to define the array, right? First is the array literal. So this is the example of array literal. So you can define like this, and this is the array constructor using new keyword. You can define or initialize the array. So I hope you guys understand the array. So today we will stop this topic. Okay, we will meet on the next video. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you so much, guys.